What's going on, peoples? Let's see how long it takes for people to show up. La di da di da, la di da di da 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 da. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. What up, Johnny? How you doing, brother? Hang on, I want to do something, Johnny, right here. All right, now tap something, Johnny. Something I meant to do a while back and I hadn't done it. Oh,
Hey, y'all quit talking about me. I'm here now.
it's just me, you, and Johnny right now.
Oh, I don't see Johnny.
He's in chat.
Oh,
How you been, Stacy?
man, that's fucking sore.
Rough week.
Oh, I got blowed off the trailer.
Oh shit.
Was it Monday?
Damn. Hell, I didn't know, brother.
They untarped that unit, and there was a bungee cord hanging up there at the top. So I hopped up on the top deck
Yeah.
and reached up there and grabbed that bungee cord. And about that time, that 70-mile-an-hour wind caught that tarp, and that bungee cord wrapped around my arm and hooked itself.
Oh shit.
And they said when I finally got loose from that tarp, I was about 25 feet off the ground.
Holy shit.
And I landed right on that hip that got all blowed to pieces in Iraq.
That's not good.
And
Surprised you ain't in the damn hospital.
well, they took me to the emergency room, and
No, I mean in the hospital in traction and all from busted up bones from falling that high.
well, they said that they thought that some of the plates had loosened up in my hip.
Oh shit, that's not good at all.
But anyway, they gave me that doctor wrote me a handful of prescriptions and shit, and gave me a 60 1500 milligram Norcos. He handed me the prescription and he said, "What do you do for a living?" I said, "I'm a truck driver, and no, you're not getting this prescription back." And the guy that drove me to the emergency room, I got out of there, and he said, "Where do you want to go?" I said, "Take me to first Walgreens you can find."
Damn. Hey, Craig.
Brother Jay, how you doing, brother?
I'm making it. Slowly trying to work myself out of this funk.
Sound like you're sore, man.
Damn nausea's been kicking my ass this week for some damn reason. I can eat that damn stomach medicine they got me on, that protonic shit. That's the only thing I can think of is causing. I can eat something. 5 or 6 hours later, I can lay down to go to sleep and I'll start belching up what I ate. I can still.
Yeah.
It still comes right back up.
Did the same shit to Tabitha when she took it.
It's supposed to help with the ulcers and all in my stomach, but I think it slows everything down to where it don't digest right or something, because it's murder. That's why I'm gonna call my stomach doctor tomorrow and find out what the hell can be done, or if I need to change to a different medicine, or if I can just quit taking it for a little bit and see what happens. But so how y'all been? Stacy's been trying to play Superman with a tarp.
we've just been in our own zone for a minute. You know, it's just kind of one thing after another.
Oh, trust me, I know.
It's been a
So
really strange last couple weeks, man.
Yes, it has. Hell, Monday was weird for me. Real bad. Went in there and flipped on the light in the living room, was doing some stuff and all of a sudden started hearing some sizzling and popping and all. And next thing I know, I start smelling smoke and the damn ceiling fan's fucked up. Oop, I dropped the F bomb on my own live. Shit.
We ain't
But
live yet.
yeah, we are.
Are we?
I've been live since a little bit after 7.
Oh,
But
mine says off air.
mine says live. But oh well. But yeah, I started smelling that and I flipped that light switch off and started looking and ceiling fan fried. And I'm like, oh lovely. So
it shows live on my end.
I got to see about replacing the daggum ceiling fan and started pricing them things.
At least you was
Oh
ho- at least you was home.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, started pricing new ceiling fans to match what's in there. That gum, them things are expensive. For one to
Yeah,
match what we got in the living room, it's going to cost anywhere from $110 to $180. Hey, peeper. And I'm like, oh, jeez, that's going to take a while to build up. And my mom and my sister said, don't worry about it. My sister's got, they took down a ceiling fan when she moved into her house several years ago. And it's one of them Hunter Douglas ceiling fans, I think is what it is.
yeah, those were good ones.
And it was just about brand new when she moved in because she knew the people that owned the house that she bought. And they had just put it up like 6 months before she bought the house. So, and my sister said, if you want it, you can have it. I'm like, okay. She said, I just got to get it out the attic. I'm like, just let me know when you got it down and I'll come pick it up and put it up. Hey, Craig, can you get Johnny on? Johnny wants to be on the panel. Can you shoot him an invite? Hey, Jessica. Yeah, paper, I'm doing pretty good. It's just been a rough, like Stacy said, it's been, these last couple weeks has been rough. Strange, just everything's weird. I still feel naked without my damn beard, but that's what I get for getting aggravated one night and getting a wild hair.
Ugh. Pain pills kicking my tail right now.
Where you headed to or headed back from?
Headed out of Oregon, going to Wilmington, North Carolina.
Ooh, cross country run.
One coast to the other.
Yep.
I could see the water this morning, and I'm going to the port in Wilmington. So
Hauling a load all the way across country.
5 water pumps.
Well, now that he's done with that flying squirrel act, maybe his hip will feel better.
Hopefully. He was trying to play Superman with the cape being on the front side instead of the back side.
That was a big ass cake too.
How long did it take him to drag that tarp back to the truck?
I don't know that they ever got that tarp.
He's trying to play Superman with the cape being on the front side instead of. All right, Johnny. Mute your YouTube, please. How you doing, brother? Oh man.
It had me high enough off the ground that I cleared a parked high lift forklift.
Oh, yeah. Mm. ain't gonna be long. I'm gonna have to go get me a haircut like Johnny. My hair's touching my ears. It's driving me nuts already.
And I seriously thought about just hanging onto that tarp and riding it to the ground, but it was steadily going up.
It probably would have took you out to the coast.
I don't know. We were headed for the Columbia River, and that's a deep some bitch.
It's been a long time since I seen that river. A long time.
That is a beautiful place.
I tell you something else is beautiful, and that's the gorge in between Washington and Oregon. You know which one I'm talking about?
That's the Columbia River.
Yeah. Going through that gorge.
That's where I was at.
That's a beautiful. All through there's beautiful.
Yeah.
Try to
Hey,
remember.
Tractor,
Yeah. Good
guess what in the
Lord.
fish tank?
I see that turtle.
We have one probably this big.
You need to get him a little bit bigger tank.
I have a fish pond outside of my house. Probably if I get fish in there, I probably put him in there too.
No, you need to get a bigger tank, but at one end of your tank, you need to put something where he can get up out the water for a little bit.
Yeah, put a
Alright.
log or something in there.
They like crawling up on logs to get out the water for a little bit, then they go back into water.
Cut him a piece of wood and put in there that just barely sticks up out of the water.
All right, I will.
If you can, find you a piece of cypress. I'll see if I can't find a piece and cut you a small piece of cypress and bring it down when I come down the next time. Because cypress won't rot.
All right, I will drop out oak.
No,
No, oak will poison his water.
exactly.
Okay.
The cypress, as long as you keep it in that water or whatever, it won't rot.
Yeah, find something, some kind of limb or stump or something that lives in the water.
They're a polar bear head.
Hey, Puller.
Hey
Get
guys,
Tater to bring you a piece of driftwood or something from work.
I might go down by the creek if I can get my chainsaw going, and I'll cut you a piece of cypress knee.
All right. Thank you, Tractor.
Yep. I just got to get my chainsaw running, which that won't
I'll
be
be
no
right
problem. I
back.
just got to fix the daggum pull strap or pull cord on it. How you been, Puller?
good. A little tired, but good.
Yep. Been a rough couple of weeks, like Stacy said. At least it has for me. How about yourself?
Yeah, the heat last week really beat me up. Just trying to get caught up on things, as always.
Tater, what's going on, brother?
Jay, we talking about the gorge. I did a twisted 100 through the gorge from Portland this morning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Shit. I missed that. I was sleeping. I didn't go to bed till like almost 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, just about everybody missed it. Well, I don't know. It had 40 something views on it.
Yeah, I was up all night and then went and got me and Mom breakfast this morning from Hardee's and then come home and ate and all. And then a little while later, I was about out, so I lay down and went to sleep. Daggum heat during the middle of the day kills me. Hey, Kathy. Tater, there's a invite in the family box if you want to get on the panel or whatever.
Yeah, if somebody else wants to get on, I'll get off.
No, we got plenty of room. This is on Hangouts, so won't be able to do that next week. At least I don't think we will be able to, not on Hangouts.
Oh, they're gonna come up with something.
August the 1st is supposed to be gone.
They'll come up with something.
I hadn't tried that. Hey, Matt. I hadn't tried that, what is it, Steam Yard or whatever the heck it's called.
StreamYard, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like it. I don't like it.
I hadn't tried it yet, so.
There's Justin was talking about another one. Do you remember the name of that one, Craig? We were going to check it out, and I just.
There's like 5 of them, and I think that from everything that I've researched and studied, that there's going to be some kind of YouTube app. It's not going to be StreamYard or Discord or one of the other ones. It'll actually be some form of Google social communication deal. Google was just doing away with the Hangouts on Air, and they've got another Duo app or something like that. They've got about 6 different communication platforms. They're just consolidating down to the business stuff. So from everything that I've looked at, and I can tell, the business stuff you pay for, what they haven't figured out is whether or not they're going to charge you for it.
Always after that almighty dollar.
Well, right now, Google's getting their ass handed to them in Congress because of their appearingly to be discriminatory towards conservative views and conservative platforms.
That's their own problem. They done that to themselves. They don't need to penalize people for them screwing up.
They just should have never got involved in the religious and the political stuff.
Exactly.
It's hard
How
to
you
do
been, Matt?
when you're in California and 90% of your workforce is in California. It's kind of hard to segregate that out.
Yep.
But they've been in Senate hearings and stuff, and they've just been getting shredded. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on in Congress right now, hearings and whatnot. I was watching the Mueller testimony yesterday, and that man shouldn't have appeared before Congress. It was not a good scenario for him.
I heard that everybody was pretty much laughing at him because he couldn't even remember what he put in his own report or something. I don't know. I ain't watching that.
And the problem is that he didn't really review the report. So his only comment was that he stood behind the report. Well, if he didn't really read it, then, you know, to stand behind something you really don't have any knowledge of is pretty idiotic.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying the man's stupid, and I'm not saying the guy did a bad job doing his job. But, you know, when you got a situation like that where you got a whole team of people and you're not really on top of the whole team, and there's not really a fair improprietary situation, it kind of leaves you with your tail sticking in the wind. So
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Matt, I know what you mean.
I think everybody does. All the rain and odd weather this year has just been unreal.
It's rained here every day for the past 2 to 3 weeks.
It hadn't necessarily been hot here. The hot days that we've had have been with 80% humidity. And it sucks the sails right out of you.
I think the humidity around here has been in the 90s because it's crazy. You open the door and it's like stepping out of a cooler into an oven.
Well, it just takes your breath away.
Yeah.
You know, you open the door and it just sucks the wind right out of your chest. And you don't feel like doing much of nothing. And the nice days that we've had here have been it's damn windy. You really can't do nothing anyway.
Yeah.
So, right now it's in the 80s, but the wind's blowing like you wouldn't believe.
Hey, Stacy,
Yeah.
have you ever thought about? Now, this is the idea I had on doing one of them lawnmowers I got, and I've been thinking very hard about it. How would it work to take one of them mowers, notch out the rear fenders, and also you can mount the seat lower and all, where you're sitting lower down in it, but take that V twin instead of it being horizontal shaft with the cylinders in line with the frame, turn that sucker sideways where it looks like you took a V8 and chopped 6 cylinders off and turned it sideways, where it's got one cylinder going out like you do an Oppie, but have it going to that torque converter down to a drive shaft going to a back to a shaft-driven four-wheeler rear end.
I don't know why that wouldn't work.
Hey, Captain.
How you doing?
Hey, Tater.
It's been a minute.
Captain.
Hey, Captain.
Hey, Nate.
Hey, go-kart going fishing.
Originally, that V-twin engine, that horizontal shaft is supposed to sit crossways across the frame anyway.
Yeah. That's what I've been thinking about doing if I can find a shaft-driven rear end.
Thanks for having me up, Jay. Stacy,
Yep.
Ed, Johnny, Greg,
What's up, Justin?
and Nader. How you doing?
But that's what I've been thinking about doing, and then do it kind of old school rat rod style with the motor turned sideways, to the torque converter down to a drive shaft to the back, and then come off the back of that. Think about using like carrier bearings or pedestal bearings and run a 1-inch solid steel bar to the back, mount a plate on it to hook the drive shaft to.
You call them
So
pillow
you
block?
Yeah, pillow block, whatever you want to call it. But
I just for brain's sake.
had the drive shaft with the U joints and all, and had the rear suspension, and also it's got some travel. But stretch the front end out past the front of the hood on that lawnmower, and do a leaf spring from one side to the other, with the hairpins coming back style front.
Do like a Model 8 front end on it?
Yeah, something like that. Just do something different, and have the motor sitting right middle of the hood instead of not all the way to the front, but not all the way to the back. Have it in the middle.
Yeah.
Just something different. Hey, Breezy.
Oh yeah, there's a chat. Sorry, guys.
But that's what I've been thinking about here lately. I mean, I've got several things I'd like to start, but
Well, that's
like you said, the daggum heat's so bad, it's hard to get out there and start doing anything without feeling like you're about to pass out.
That's the nice thing about the starting with the ride mower platforms. You can do just about anything with it.
Yeah. And that mower I got from my brother, come to find out, is a LT 2000. It had a 19 horse Kohler on it. But my nephew, and all his great wisdom, I don't know why he done it. He pretty much stripped it down to the bare frame and the center console. Where the steering wheel is, that's still on it, and the rear fenders is on it. The transaxle's off of it, the front end off of it, the motor's off of it. Everything's stripped off of the thing.
Well, the hard part's done for you.
But there wasn't nothing wrong with the motor, but he pulled the head off the motor. I don't know where the head bolts are at. I got the head. I'm going to do some head work on it while it's off. But the cylinder, the piston was just about all the way to the top, but it's got rust and all in it now. So I'm thinking if I can get it freed up to where that piston will go back down, I can take my lead bead home and get that little bit of rust out the very top.
Yeah, you probably be all right there.
And try to see if I can at least get it back running again. Because the only thing that was wrong with that motor is it needed a crank filter. It was building pressure and pushing oil past the cylinder and smoking a little bit. Which some Kohlers are bad about that anyway.
Yeah.
you put that crank filter or crank, basically like a PCV valve on a motor is basically all you're doing, and
Well,
it clears it up.
You get that piston down in that cylinder, and when you hone it, you'll know in a couple revolutions if it's going to hold together or not.
Yeah. Hey, Goth. But
Because if it's going to do anything, it'll break a ring that quick.
yeah, but I figure if it's a 19 horse Kohler, it'll be worth rebuilding.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
At least I got a complete motor to rebuild.
I
So
like my favorite motor out of all of them are the Kawasaki's. Number 2 are the Kohlers.
yeah,
I build the Briggs because of cost.
yeah. Hey, Jimmy. Come on, Matt, if you want on the panel, come on up here.
Hell yeah, man.
But I build a Briggs with intentions of blowing it up at some point or another.
Yeah. Well, see, I got a 14 horse. I think it's a 14 horse Briggs on that green and white mower I got from my uncle. And then on that one my brother gave me is a 19 horse Kohler. I hadn't started looking up to try to find performance parts for the Kohler. The only thing is I don't have the rocker arms, the push rods, or any of that for it because he pulled all that stuff out, and I don't know what he done with it.
Well, about the only place you're going to find parts for a Kohler is Midwest Super Cub or Zach Gerber. Ed may know some more places, but those are the only 2 I know of.
iSaveTractors.com. That guy's got a ton of Kohler stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most of his stuff is K-Series, though.
But that tripped me out because you were saying something to me about the 2000s are hard to find. And I'm sitting there looking at them like, whoa, that's an LT 2000. Or are you talking about the GT 2000?
No, the LT.
LT. Well, that's what I got.
The LT 1000s and the LT 3000s are pretty common.
Yeah.
You don't see a whole lot of the 2000s. They didn't make the 2000 very long. And actually, the 2000, all it is a rebranded 3000.
Well, that's what I got. I put it to you like this: when he took it apart, he even started taking the bolts of the transaxle apart to pull the housing apart. It's only got like 4 bolts holding the housing together. And I asked him when I seen him the other day, I'm like, what was your intentions on tearing that thing apart like that? I was going to rebuild it. I'm like, there wasn't nothing wrong with it. Why did you pull all the bolts out of it? He couldn't give me an answer. I'm like, oh, Lord.
He wanted to see what was in it.
He might just trying to be learning about it, trying to teach himself what's going on.
He was trying to see what was in there, trying to figure out how it worked.
Yeah.
Him and his buddy he was hanging out with the time, they pretty much everything they got their hands on, they tore apart and never put back together.
Yeah, they're just learning.
But to take something that's running and totally disassemble it, not something good to learn on.
I did that with the motor of my dad's truck.
I'm sure he was happy about that.
I did that with my grandpa's vehicle when I was about 5 years old. I had the top intake off of that Plymouth Duster, and he was so pissed he couldn't stand himself.
Oh Lord!
I pulled the oil pan off of Daddy's '74 Chevrolet pickup.
Why? Just to be taking something apart?
Trying to figure out how it worked.
Yep, that's it. I've done that tons of stuff.
I used to do that too, but I learned when you ain't got money to put something back together, leave it the hell alone, real quick.
Well, I wasn't but 5 or 6 years old.
And at that age, you can crawl under that truck real easy, huh?
I had the oil pan completely out of it. And to this day, my uncle or my dad, neither one have figured out how I got that oil pan out from underneath that truck. But I did it.
Dadgum.
I used to tear stuff apart all the time.
Hey, Cedric.
That truck was about 4 months old.
Oh, jeez, that's Wow.
Oh, they were really good thing he didn't go out there and try to crank it up and start to drive off.
Look, Daddy, your truck runs without an oil pan. Pow!
I didn't know what it was. I just found a little old cheap ass socket set he had laying around there and crawled up underneath there. I seen bolts and I'm like, oh, cool. How does this work? I think it was more trying to learn how the tools work than the motor worked. But
That's a good possibility.
regardless, I was 5 or 6 years old. You know, I mean,
Oh, Lordy.
Once you get one off, you're like, this is fun. Crank, 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 crank. This makes a cool noise.
they wound up. I remember they wound up having to pull the motor out of the truck to get the oil pan back on it.
Good Lord.
I had the oil pan off. I had a couple of rod caps off.
Well, whatever truck it was, it must have been a cool truck for that era. Must have been a pretty cool ride, man.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Whoa, what the heck happened?
If I remember right, it was a. I know it was a Chevrolet because that was all Daddy ever drove back then. It was either a 1 ton or a 3/4 ton Chevrolet truck.
Okay.
It was a 74 model. Because Daddy still got. Reason I thought about it is I went to lunch with my dad and my sister when I was at home this last time, and Daddy was talking about that old truck, and I asked him which truck. He said the one you took apart. I know exactly which truck he was talking about.
Yeah.
I took his boat motor apart.
Ooh. He was probably really pissed about that. Hey, Doug.
I took the lower unit off of his boat motor because I couldn't
Hey,
get in
can
the
you
boat.
kind of tell us that you were a menace?
I just wanted to know how shit worked, man.
You know what? If people on salvage yards were smart, they'd get a bunch of kids between the ages of 8 and about 12 and give them some tools and they say, all right, start disassembling this car.
Yeah, essentially.
And they love taking stuff apart anyway. They can make money off of disassembling their salvage cars for them.
There are some child labor laws in there.
we had a great big old horse barn. And 2 of the stalls had concrete floors in them. Well, Daddy gave me one of those. He boarded it up and everything. He gave me one of those horse stalls. I think he went to the flea market and bought the cheapest, raggediest Japanese, Chinese, dirty knees tools he could find. Put me a little workbench in there, and he went to I remember him going to the scrapyard, and he came home with about 35 bicycles.
Oh, jeez.
Piled them up at one end of the barn, and he said, "This is yours. This is what you work on." And it wasn't but a couple days, and I come riding out of that barn on a bicycle.
Oh, yeah.
What's say, Beck?
Oh, yeah. I did the same kind of stuff, but I only had me and a couple of friends. Possible, I didn't even have a lot of friends, but I did similar stuff with bikes.
We're talking about the early 70s. We didn't have the internet to get on there to see how shit worked.
I didn't either. I'm talking about the 80s, bro.
You had an Encyclopedia Britannica, or you got out there and took the shit apart and figured it out yourself.
Or you went to the library and looked up a manual on bicycles.
I spent some time at the library.
6 years old. I couldn't read.
I lost the skin off my knuckles just about every week. Just about every week working on bicycles and stuff.
Have a good one, Cedric. Yeah, spend some time with the family.
See you later, buddy.
I won't never forget Mama bought a brand new blender. and left it sitting on the table. And I looked over. I had watched her mixing up a cake or something with it, and I told her, I said, "That thing's pretty neat." She let me, help her mix the cake up and everything. And I'm like, "Mama, how do you get this off of here? How do you get this off here?" And she showed me, and I couldn't figure it out. Well, it wound up out there in my shop.
Yeah.
In pieces, huh?
Yeah, that was an ass whipping I'll never forget.
I liked vacuum cleaners and lamps.
Mama was more mad over that blender than she was about me taking Daddy's motor in his truck apart.
I liked the vacuum cleaner so much that we went through a vacuum cleaner and then we went through another, and a few vacuum cleaners later, I wasn't allowed to touch it, and yeah, that happened.
Mama bought one of them Kirby vacuum cleaners
Oh, jeez.
back in the 70s, and they had all kinds of attachments and shit you could
Oh,
put
yeah.
on there. And Daddy bought a grinder attachment to go on there. Oh boy, you want to talk about fun. There wasn't a sharp knife or a fork with a point on it in the house nowhere.
Lord have mercy. Tater, what you got going on over there?
I don't know, just a bunch of thinking.
It's dangerous. Be careful. Wear a helmet.
Wear some rubber shoes. Lightning is liable to strike.
The bar going across. What's that for? Just
Pedals?
asking. Oh, you gonna hang your pedals from it?
Yeah.
I got a set of aluminum pedals for the brake and a clutch pedal out of a race car. It still has the bushings, the plastic bushing things for them to ride on. It takes as a bolt to go through it. I can bring them down the next time I come down if you want them.
If I ain't got them done by then, which things are going pretty slow, so I might not.
I'll try to send you. I'll send you a picture of them. I'll go out there in a little while and take the pedals and send you a picture. See if you like them or whatever. Hey, Harold.
Man, you guys talk about the heat, man. It ain't that hot in here now. It's the dang bugs. The mosquitoes are eating me alive out here.
But see, you got the ocean breeze where you're at. Where I'm at, there's no ocean breeze. It's just straight up humid. You walk outside and it's like walking into a daggum sauna on hell setting.
Yeah, we get. It's not quite as hot up here, but it is humid, and there's something called bat wings. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. You kind of like.
Have a good one, Goth.
It's just kind of like everything's sticking. Like,
yeah,
you got your moist things going on. You're like, oh man, I need a shower so bad.
It's like, can I just walk around with a portable pool wrapped around me?
Oh, dude, I used to walk around with a wet towel around my neck in the summer sometimes.
Yeah,
like every.
That was all right till the tail got hot.
Well, yeah, that's why every so often I'd stop at a friend's house because or I'd stop somewhere like in a store or something. I'd go in the bathroom and I'd wet the towel again. I'd freaking go put it through my hair and everything, and then put it back around my neck, and my shirt would be soaked, my lap would be soaked. I'm riding around with my bicycle. Yeah.
Oh man. Hey Tater. Have you still thinking about mounting that fuel tank in on the top of the bed, up in the back of it?
Yeah.
How would it work to make a thing to hold it where just the neck sticks out just under the edge of the seat or
There
under
ain't
the
no
bed
room
right
in
there?
There ain't no room. I can't find anywhere underneath to mount it, or I would.
You can't put it behind the motor because the exhaust's gonna be too close to it.
Yeah. But I'm thinking about, right there on the passenger side seat and all right there, and just straight underneath and let that neck come out right there. But then getting in and out, you take probably trouble of bumping into that neck.
Mount it up under the hood and run the fuel line back.
Yeah.
Put a little electric fuel pump on it.
Pulse pump's all you need.
Use your Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper bottle. You got plenty of room under the front of it there.
Yeah.
I did.
Just run you a hard fuel line back there.
Build
This thing's taking forever, man.
your little platform where it's up towards the top, and just have the neck where it's easy to get to feel.
Nate, I don't want to hear it. I've been building that FXS race mower for 2 damn years, all right?
Jeez.
Well, at least my tractor I just keep upgrading over the last 3 or 4 years.
Shut up, Ed.
Hey, I haven't ran it yet this year.
You about got everything ready so you can go to a pool?
I'm 99% sure that I am going this Sunday, come hell or high water.
Load it up in your boat.
Well, they're not calling for rain, but it's supposed to be 85 and humid.
Yeah.
But frankly, I stopped by the store today on the way home, and I bought a bunch of Gatorade and stuff. And I messaged my buddy and told him I don't care if you're going or not. I am going south for a pool, and if you want to go, that's great. If you're not going, that's cool because I'm still going.
How far
That's it.
south?
About an hour and 15 minutes south of me.
So 85 and humid means 100.
Well, the nice thing about their polls, weigh-in started at 8:30, and the polls actually start at 10, and so I should poll probably right around noon.
You're in Hubbard, right?
Well, I mean, I'm just east of Canton. I'm actually going to Hopedale, which is just outside of Caddis.
You see what Doug said, Puller?
Northern
Hey, Doug, how you
Wyoming,
doing?
right?
That's a good. 110 for $100 is a good buy if it's there, if it's all there.
Hey, tractor.
Yeah.
If you look right there, huh?
I see a crack.
That where the piston rod went through. Crack all the way down the back plate.
Dad gum.
The motor
That was on that Opie.
You got the governor out of it, don't you?
No, I don't. I still have it in it.
You got it bypassed then.
No, I have it hooked up. Still hooked up.
What's the name of that city?
Hopedale. Hopedale.
Hey, Stacy, look right there. I still have the governor still hooked up.
Route.
Is that north or south of 70?
North. Route 22 and 9.
There's 22.
Oh man.
There's 9. I see it now. Gonna be just northeast, northwest Wheeling.
Yeah.
All right, let's look over here.
All that area sounds familiar for some damn reason.
Well, there's an Athens and a Marietta.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too far out of the way. Shit.
I'm saying that for Jay's benefit because he's in Georgia.
You say that, Justin. It's really funny. Up here, they'll sell. Well, about this time of the year, they start selling Marietta sweet corn. It's Marietta, Georgia.
Every time I go to Georgia, I got to get me some boiled peanuts, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get them Cajun style boiled peanuts. The kind that burn your fingertips before you even get them out of shell.
Oh, I like the salted ones.
Yep, just regular boiled peanuts.
I've never had boiled peanuts.
Oh, dude, they're awesome.
A friend of mine that used to drive truck down that way, he'd always bring back like 100 pounds at a time.
Jeez.
When I was over there, when I was hauling them power inverters from Atlanta down to Tampa, we had one route where we had to go down and go through Savannah and go across. And I'd come right down by Jay's house and I'd cut back across
On
101, I think, or maybe 303, something like
301.
that. 301. And I'd cut across down through there and come out where the Don Garlich thing is.
Gainesville.
No, it ain't Gainesville.
Or somewhere near Gainesville down there on 30.
Shit, I'll think of it here in a minute. But anyway, they had a strawberry festival there.
Yeah.
And you could go. I liked it when they had the strawberry festival because I would stop and buy. I called it a pallet. I don't know what they call it, but anyway, a little square thing of strawberries.
A flat.
A flat, that's it. And them strawberries, dude, be the size of a damn grapefruit.
Some of them, yeah. It's crazy.
Oh,
and you want to talk about good sweet strawberries? Shit, I'd stop and buy me a 5-gallon bucket of whipped cream and go to town.
Hey, Stacy, did you ever, when you were running them loads, did you ever run straight down 75 down through Tifton and all that, going to Tampa?
Yeah.
Did you ever stop at that, just coming out the edge of Tifton? There's a makeshift. It's kind of like a mom and pop style truck stop thing, where that old man always had that tent or canopy thing set up out there in the parking lot selling boiled peanuts.
Yeah.
Drove an old mid-70s model Ford.
Yeah.
That dude made some of the best boiled peanuts you ever had in your life.
Yeah. When I left, when I finished, I was over there for 6 months hauling them things. And when I left to come home, next to last round, I said, "Look, I'm going to be going home, so I'm not going to be over here for a while. But I want you to make me up a bunch of those Cajun-style boiled peanuts." He boiled me up 2 5-gallon buckets full of them.
Oh, jeez. Wow, buddy.
Hey, but the way he done it, he gave me instructions. And he said, don't open them till you get home. Give this to your wife. She'll understand it. And she kept those peanuts good up until about 3 months ago.
Wow.
And that's been almost 2 years
Yeah.
since I
Basically,
got
the
those
way they
peanuts.
do it, it's almost like canning them.
I can make that.
I would stop there in Tipton and get me some boiled peanuts. And about the time I finished eating the peanuts, be time to get off at the exit for Cafe Risque to eat lunch.
I can make pickles.
And
That old man knew he could make some daggone peanuts, though. Some boiled peanuts.
yeah, they were good.
Hey,
That's the ball.
nachos.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Nacho.
I don't know if that old man's still there doing it or not. I hadn't been over
Last
that
time,
way in a while.
last time I was through there, I stopped and they said he hadn't been there in probably a year or so.
Mm.
But hell, he was in bad health 2 years ago.
Yeah, but hell, he'd been doing it there for 10 or 15 years. They said he set up every year during peanut harvest time and boiled peanuts for everybody.
That was an old Sap Brothers truck stop, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was.
Had the coffee cup thing on the sign. The sign was shaped like a coffee cup. I can't remember if that's Sap Brothers or Rip Griffin's.
I don't remember. All I know is it was a.
Doug probably knows.
All I know is an old rundown style truck stop,
Yeah.
but had an old
Doug,
diner off to the side of it.
you say coffee cup and truck stop, Doug will know what you're talking about.
Can I get an opinion from the panel?
Hey, Power Band. Yeah, what's going on?
All right. I've been working on this lighter for a little while. And this is a custom rig. This was a Zippo, and I cut the top and the bottom off of it, and then I rounded it out.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sticking coins in the bottom and in the top.
Yeah.
I'm using a bicentennial $50. There's that one right there.
Uh-huh.
And a silver 1964 Kennedy $50 there. Which one should I put where?
Put the silver one on the top.
Okay. And should I use two silver ones, or should I use the bicentennial that I have already in it?
Well, I'll tell you this much right now. That silver $50 you got stuck on the top right there is worth about $15 by itself.
$7.
Huh?
I paid $7.
It's worth about 15.
No, it's worth about $7. It's a melt value.
Go look it up. Go look it up. I just looked at them this morning.
Unless the price of silver jumped up.
Well, it's
You'd be surprised what collectors have paid for them.
Almost $17 an ounce now.
Yeah, this is a third of an ounce. But even the cull value is what it is. There's so many of these damn things out there that they put them up for melt value because a lot of them are tarnished or damaged or whatever. And this doesn't have a collector's value anymore. It only has a usability or melt value. So I decided that, well, I'm going to buy it on eBay for about $7, and I'm going to pop it in the top of this lighter.
Well,
All right.
okay.
Now you got it in the lighter. What are you going to use for the actual guts of the lighter?
The Zippo.
I'm actually this is round. You can't fit a Zippo in there. Look, here's the Zippo. Zippo is wider. You can't fit a Zippo in there anymore. This was a Zippo. The hinges are still there and everything. So I made an insert from another Zippo piece right there. That's another Zippo that I rounded I cut the top off. I cut the bottom off of this one too, and I rounded it out. And I stuck it in there, and I leveled it off, and I made sure that it has enough of a lip where it'll catch, and it'll stay closed.
You could take and modify one of them inserts and round it out to where that square part of the actual lighter part of the head sticks up.
I've tried that. Stainless steel, it doesn't like to adhere to any other type of metal except for itself. So when I made the first one, it worked just fine for a little bit, and then I had to go in and make an insert out of copper, and I used a coin for the top of the deck.
Hey, Cap.
Yes.
What about the old trench style lighters that look kind of like a spark plug or whatever, you know, where the top had the roller part and all that was exposed, and it just had a little round cap that slid over it to put the fire out?
Yeah.
What about taking one of those, the insert out of one of those, and make you a copper piece, like a washer that it slides into?
I have one right here. I made an insert for this lighter right here.
Uh-huh.
A slim version of this lighter.
Yeah.
See how it's smaller?
Yeah. But take that same style insert like you made that one and just make it where it lips out bigger and then goes down inside of it.
I know, I've already made one, but I'm
Yeah.
saying this is the insert to the smaller one. I cut out those slots. I used a German coin for the deck, and for the rivets that are holding that striker flute on there, those rivets right there are made out of copper wire. And that rivet that holds on the striker wheel, that's an old spring, the screw spring from a different one. And the striker is from some cheapo lighter that I had. I think that's from one of those Marlboro number 6 ones, where the little tiny ones where like you get the little pull off cap.
Yeah.
One that broke, so I salvaged a couple of parts from it. That and the shaft for the spring and flint.
Yeah.
But this I made from a piece of flashing off a 100-year-old building. This is copper flashing from a 100-year-old building. It's more than 100 actually. And I rounded it and I welded up that seam with some soldered up that seam right there. I soldered it to this deck. I riveted that on. I gave it a wick. And now it works fine. If I put fluid in that, it'll make a flame.
Do basically the same thing, but a little bit oversized for that other one.
Like I said, I've already made one of these. Actually, the 88 Katana 600. He bought the first one that I made like this. And that first one, the hinges broke while I was making it. So I took some pennies, some copper pennies, and I made hinges for it. I figured there's coins on it anyway, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So these turn out to be my modified coin Zippos. That's essentially what they are. So. Oh, and I got another one here that's actually chrome. And if you look, that's blue from the heat treatment. That chrome turned blue from the heat treatment, and this chrome turned yellow.
Them guys in the coin community eat them up, man.
They'd probably buy every one you can make.
You would think that, but they're still for sale. Oh, puppy, how you doing?
Have you advertised them?
What's that?
Have you advertised them?
I've been trying to. I've been showing.
I've known you for years, Justin. That's the first time I ever seen them.
Well,
I heard about them.
I just started again. I was doing this last year. I just started again.
I knew you last year.
I did too.
Hang on. I'll be right back. I'm going to go look at things.
He got to look. He got to look and refresh his memory on when he did work on them.
That is correct.
Was it last year? Hold on, let me look. Whoa, no, it was a couple years ago.
Hey, Power Band, how you doing?
Have you used the vice yet, Justin?
What's that?
Have you used that vice yet?
All right, Harold.
Yeah, and I melted the freaking rubber things.
Well, take the rubber things off.
I did. I ended up melting one of them before I did it, though. I'm like, yeah, okay. I was trying to use the rubber things, and I got it a little too hot. I'm like, oop.
They have regular vice jaws underneath the rubbers, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just stupid. That's all.
Oh man.
Personally, I'd throw them rubber things right in the garbage and be done with them.
Yeah. That was my thoughts, but it ain't my vice. So.
Well, I'm not going to throw them in the garbage, but I'm not going to use them if I'm using heat now.
Yeah.
I figured I'd give it a shot.
Oh man.
I just wondered, the seller was asking me for feedback on it, and I just wondered if you were happy with it or not.
Yeah, it's great. It's a cool vice for what it is, you know.
What is it? One of them small precision vice?
Yeah, it's a light duty vice that suction cups to the tabletop.
Well, I've got a new thing going on, and I want y'all's opinion on it. I purchased a Devil's Forge. Just ordered it this afternoon.
All right.
And I've got some graphite plates coming, and I'm going to make some aluminum coins that are about the size of a silver dollar, and they're going to say #smallenginenation on them.
Which Devil Force did you get?
I got the 4.
4 kilo.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not very big, but it should be good enough.
Well, it's big enough to do that.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't afford the 10. I mean, that was another $130 something or something.
Oh jeepers.
Propane powered.
Yeah.
Hey, go-karts, motorcycles.
I've got my oil burner furnace that I was building, and my thoughts on it is that Devil's Forge burner gets so damn hot, I'm gonna use the burner and my bigger one to melt the bigger pieces down to make smaller ingots so I can use them in the small furnace. Because that big one that I built, I can throw a 350 aluminum Vortex head in there, and it'll melt it in about 15 minutes.
Hey guys, I'm about to go in the house.
Okay.
All right, Tater. Yeah, it ain't gonna be much longer. I'm gonna be shutting this thing down because my stomach thinks my backbone or my stomach thinks my throat's been cut.
All right, fellas, y'all be good.
Hey, buddy.
We tried it. Heck yeah. I'll send you them pictures. Oh, he's done gone now. I'll try to get out there and get them pictures tomorrow and send to him.
I think tomorrow night's David's night.
Okay.
I got to think for a minute. Who did the live stream last Friday? Was it me?
I can't.
Yeah, this should be.
David was week before.
This should be David's week. If for some reason he don't do it, I'll do it. But.
Like I said, I'm just trying to get back into swing of things. I've been in a bad rut here lately.
Going to cry.
Me too. I was home and I didn't even take my damn cameras out of the truck.
So, how long before you head home this time?
Well, I got to get to Wilmington and get unloaded first, and
then you decide if you're going home or taking another load somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right.
If he doesn't try doing that squirrel act again.
There ain't no tarps on this one.
He said he's done with the Superman impressions.
Holy cow.
Okay, you're right. It was 2017. But I was working on lighters last year.
Yeah.
Not as much as I was in 2017 apparently, but I was working on lighters.
I knew you in 2017 too. I've known you a long time. Me and you, Dizzy, was hooked up for a long time. Well,
Oh yeah.
not really hooked up, but I watched you, Dizzy, for
Uh-huh.
a long time.
Uh-huh. My second double Zippo was in September of 2017.
Okay, I was in the raffle for the double Zippos that he raffled off.
I was there during that time too.
Well, that was last year. The raffle for those was last year. I made them in 2017.
Okay. Well, I may have stuff all messed up. But.
Yeah. Hey, Antonio. But yeah.
Yep. Here's the. I called it the Radical Custom Zippo Alterations. That was September of 2 years ago, 2017. So yeah.
Yeah, that was probably right. That was probably right before I started watching all of y'all.
For this one here, this smaller,
Yeah,
modified zip. For the big one, that was, I believe, July or August.
I liked it big, and let me know when you get it finished.
This big one is gonna be finished probably next week sometime, because depending on how things go, sometime this weekend I'm gonna end up at U Dizzy's place for the hot dog party.
Oh, I didn't get invited this year.
Well, you got to figure the festivities are on Sunday. Mark M is going up today. He should be there today. That's what he said. Either that or he might be arriving tomorrow. I'm not sure. And he said he was going to come pick us up on Friday, which is tomorrow. So I don't know if that's still going through or not, but we'll see. We'll see when he calls me.
have a good one, go-karts, motorcycles.
Hey, everybody.
Go-karts and motorcycles.
Hey, Antonio, how you doing?
I may do another. I may do another live stream tomorrow during the day. Might do a Twisted 50 instead of a Twisted 100.
Okay.
50-mile run.
Yeah, I seen you in there this morning, Justin.
It cut out, and I was like,
yeah, it kept cutting out, and there for about a 20-mile stretch, it would come on and cut out, come on and cut out. So I wound up doing a Twisted 120 to make up for but anyway.
I thought I was like in and out of consciousness at the time anyway. So it turns out that I did a wire wrap around that time as well in July. And then in May, I made pickles.
Oh, by the way, I love that lighter you sent me.
It's
heavy.
Solid.
I like it. It looks good, but it's heavy.
Yeah, it's solid.
It is heavy.
That's one thing. They're nice and solid in the hand.
Yeah.
They feel nice.
Me and Tabitha have one particular place in the house where we smoke. We don't smoke anywhere else in the house, and that lighter is sitting on the table. And when I left, I picked it up, was going to take it with me, and she said, "You put that lighter back down."
Oh,
I said, "This is my damn lighter." He said, "You'll lose it in that damn truck. Just leave it here.
Oh,
It's here. We know where it's at."
oh, jeez.
In other
And
words, she laid claim to it. Hey, Kane.
no, she didn't lay claim to it. She just didn't want me to lose it.
Scene sample, how you doing?
I hadn't told her about the coin lighter yet. So.
Well, you know, I do have another one here. I got this one and I got another one too. I made 4 of them.
Dadgum.
I made 4 of them damn things, and I got silver wire over here too. So don't tempt me.
Captain, I still want to see you do one with that little. It's about an 1/8 inch wide, but it's a braided wire, real fine braided strands, and it lays flat. It's a flat, almost like a flat band.
I can do
braided,
that. I
but
can
it's braided wire.
No, I can take braided wire, and I can flatten it.
No, this is already flat. It comes already flat. It's a copper wire. It's about an 1/8 inch wide and real thin. It's basically for doing grounding straps in electronics.
Yeah, you told me that. I know.
I want to see you do one of those. Wrap one of them lighters with those where they instead of wrapping it spiral, get enough of the strands where they crisscross on the sides and they lay flat on the face. Almost like braiding it over the lighter or the braided flat straps.
I can do some weaving.
Where it goes flat across it, and then they crisscross on the skinny side, and they go flat down the front, crisscross on the sides again.
Yeah, I can weave.
They're coming to take me away. Haha, they're coming to take me away.
Basket weavers. Basket weavers. I've woven baskets before. I've made baskets. So it shouldn't be much different.
But I bet you that would look good on one of those silver lighters with the copper flat woven strap stuff on it.
Something else looked good. You use that copper wire and that silver wire and lay them in there beside each other.
Yeah. Kane, I hadn't been working on much of anything with this heat. It's been ungodly hot in southeast Georgia. And the humidity is killer.
Hang on.
Yeah, my pain pills are starting to kick my butt.
Hey, Stacy, I got a question for you.
I got answers. It might not be the right one, but I got answers.
If your engine is smoking out of the exhaust, that tell me I have a bad rain? Piston ring?
Could be several things. Could be a valve. Could be rings. Could be
blown head gasket.
Seats,
I checked.
Gasket.
Someone told me if it's blowing the head gasket, you can take your oil stick out if it's smoking out of the oil stick.
That's wrong.
Yeah, check where the oil you feed oil in, not smoking, not be a piston head gasket.
No, it could be a head gasket and not do that.
Yeah.
It could be.
Depends on where the head gasket's blown at.
Yeah.
If it's blowing pressure back through the dipstick, it's either rings or valve seats. Or valves.
Yeah. All right.
Guides. Yeah, because my head gasket was blown on my twin. It never smoked out the exhaust at all.
What kind of engine is it?
Talk about this? Talk to me or?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. What kind of engine is it?
Kohler Commander, huh?
Yep.
It's probably a ring.
All right.
Because the heads on them coolers are pretty bulletproof.
All right.
Does the smoke ever go away, or does it smoke all the time?
I can smell it. And I see smoke went on aisle.
Okay,
But when it gets hot, does the smoke go away?
Yeah.
That's probably a valve guide then.
valve seals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Put a new set of valve seals on it, and that's cheap. Valve seals
Is it
are
cheap or
freaking
not cheap?
No,
They
valve
are
seals are
cheap.
freaking cheap.
All right.
Like you can probably do the whole all the valve seals on that motor for less than $10.
All right. Hold on, let me see.
Start it up, let it run, give it some gas, get it off an idle, and let it run. And when it warms up, when that motor warms up, as the smoke goes away, put valve seats in it. If it continues to smoke, you probably got a broke ring. I don't know if you heard me or not. But that Kohler motor is damn sure worth putting a little bit of money in. If it was a Briggs, I'd tell you to unbolt it, throw it in the garbage, and go get you another one. But I say that, and that's what I build all the time is Briggs motors. So.
Yeah, but the Briggs are so cheap to buy and so easy to get parts for.
Like the way Chevrolet 350s used to be.
Yep.
Buy
Well,
parts for them.
Then
Just all
smoke
get out.
then.
I build a Briggs with intentions of blowing it up. You know.
Right. Yeah, you can bulletproof a Briggs a whole lot cheaper than you can a Kohler. And if you punch a hole in the side of a Briggs, they're cheap to get more of them.
Yeah.
Those Kohlers are not cheap to get.
They ain't cheap to work on either.
Yeah.
I got a 38 horse Command. It's a 3-cylinder that I bought off a guy when I was at home, and he's got 5 of them.
A 3-cylinder?
A 3-cylinder. The first one I ever seen, and I've been farting with this shit a long time. He's got 5 of them.
Are they inline threes or?
Yeah.
So it's the engine out of a Geo Metro.
Might as well be.
That's a commercial use motor, ain't it?
Yeah.
I think they used them on generators.
They came off of they came out of Generac generators is what they come out of.
Yep.
I'd like to have one of them 3-cylinder diesels that come out of them reefer units.
These motors, they're gasoline motors, but they've been modified to run on natural gas. But he gave me the carburetor kits and everything for them to convert them back to gasoline.
You need to find a ride mower for your son's new house. It shouldn't be too difficult to accomplish. Depends on what kind of money you want to spend.
Shoot.
Hey, Stacy.
Yeah.
There, Kawasaki right there.
Is it V-twin or single cylinder?
V-twin.
What's the numbers on it?
Don't have it on it.
It should be on the. It'll be on the block somewhere.
Yeah. If the
By the
spark
time I
plug,
know, it'd be a 22. He said. Told my dad.
there should be a number on if the spark plugs are facing towards you, It'll be on your left-hand side towards the back, down towards the bottom, and it should say VH 680 or FH or FX or something like that with 3 numbers behind it.
All right.
I'm looking for a VH 680 or FH 735.
Yeah, that quick cut. I mow my yard now. I gotta find me another deck for it.
Shoot, I just give away 2 42-inch decks and a 48-inch deck.
Oh,
Camera.
dang it! I wish I got a hold of you, Tractor.
Your cigarette just explode on you,
What?
Ed?
Yeah,
You cherry popped?
yeah, yeah. Down in the old beard.
That sucks.
smell it.
That happened a few hundred times probably actually.
Well, I roll my own, so
Yeah, I
Sometimes-
did too.
sometimes the end's a little loose, and
Yep, just pops. I know.
Mm.
That's why this thing got a little ratty sometimes.
I used to roll my own too, but the seeds kept popping, and you know,
you weren't going.
stems would poke through the paper every now and then. You know,
You weren't going through it good enough.
I found a mower the other day. I wish I would have messaged the guy as soon as I seen it, but I hesitated. It was a Cub Cadet 0 turn.
You were talking about that somewhere. I think in the hangout.
I can't remember if it was a 60 or 72-inch deck on it.
Yeah, you were saying something like that in a hangouts.
Yeah, and it was a Kohler. Had the Kohler 25 or 27 horse on it.
Okay.
V-twin. The only problem was it had a crack in the block and would leak oil. They wanted $100 or $300 for it. I can't remember which. And by the time I got around to messaging the guy, he had just sold it.
I think it was 100.
I've got about 7 of those blocks.
But I wanted it for the 0 turn. I could have the block TIG welded up. He said it run fine. It leaked oil.
Shit, you get it clean, JB. Weld that dog, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did he physically see the crack? Because those commands don't use cover gaskets. It's all silicone. If that thing backfired or got pressure into the crankcase, it could have blown the silicone out.
Yeah. Well, he said it had a crack in the block and it would leak oil. And he just got tired of messing with it, so he sold it and bought a new one.
Well,
and for the pictures and all on it, it didn't look like it was a couple years old, and it looked like it hadn't hardly got used.
It had a crack in the block because that silicone held well.
No, I've seen those.
The crank vent. I bet the crank vent got stuck, plugged up on it, and it blowed the silicone out.
I have never seen a command crack a block unless you put a connecting rod or something through it.
But I wish I would have messaged him as soon as I seen it, because I seen it. It hadn't even been posted, not even an hour when I seen it. And I waited, hesitated. I'm like, I don't know, because I didn't know what it would take to fix it and all. And I was leery anyway. I should have went ahead and bought the damn thing.
Really, Jay? As many lawnmower guys as you know?
Well, I couldn't get a hold of none of y'all at the time, and I'm just
cause it's got a Kohler motor on it that's leaking oil don't mean you can't unbolt that son gun and put a Kawasaki or a Briggs or Tecumseh or the bolt pattern's all the same.
Yeah. But that was my dump. That was me being stupid, hesitating, because I had the money at the time. I should have went ahead and bought the daggum thing. I could have been mowing my grass and all with it.
Should have.
Yeah.
That was one of them duh moments.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, like none of us have ever had one of those. Just you.
I've had a bunch of them lately.
Come on.
How'd that go?
If I would have seen, I would have bought it just for the motor for $100.
Yeah.
Shit, I'd give them $100 for it, and they could have kept the motor.
I just wanted the heads off of it.
You need to set the heads off of command head.
Yeah, but I'm looking for specific ones. I want the closed chamber ones.
Don't.
Oh,
How do you tell the difference on?
When you open them up, the around the valves is real close to the valves instead of being dished way out.
Okay.
is there a certain
Usually,
model number it has them that make sure they're closed chambered?
only by a spec number, but I don't know what they are right offhand. They usually come on the 27s and 30 horsepower motors. They used to come on the 18s, but you can't get them anymore. That's what's on my tractor right now is a set of 18 closed chamber heads. And you cannot find those anymore.
Unless you're twisted.
Yeah.
I got 2 Command 18s sitting down in the boneyard.
Is the 18 single or V twin?
V twins. Because the 18, 20, and 22s were the same engines.
Different camshaft. Only different.
Yep.
Sorry.
Because you can take an 18 horse motor, put the bigger cam in it, and a 30 horse crank.
Have a good one, Harold.
Hey, Harold.
That's like
Bye, Harold.
That's like the
See ya.
oppies. That's like the oppies. You take 46 block, 46 heads, 46 cubic inch block, 42 cubic inch heads, 46 rods and pistons, and put a 40 crank in it, and you got a stroked oppie.
Yep.
You have to take 50 thousandths off the top of the piston to clear the head. And got about 14.5 to 1 compression.
You ain't running that on regular pump gas.
I don't run nothing on regular pump gas.
M2?
Talking about pump gas and stuff, do you guys watch Cars and Cameras?
When they built the E85 one?
Yeah. The E85 piece of junk they built?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say that out loud, did I?
I commented on there. Just, leave the E85 alone and just go with the M5 methanol. Somebody made a comment on my post. Well, isn't methanol poisonous? Well, I didn't say drink it.
Come on.
Hey, you got to get it right. They got the E85R.
Yeah.
But E85 retard is what it
No,
Yeah.
methanol is poisonous, but go ahead and drink the petrol. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead and drink
All right,
the
I'll talk to you guys
E85.
later. Peace.
Have a good one, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Bye.
I mean, just in my opinion, if you're going to mess around with E85, just step up to M1 or M5.
All the E85 is watered down moonshine.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they run the RC cars on, right? It's part methanol, part ethanol.
Yeah.
That stuff is
I thought they run nitro in the RC car.
Yeah, but it's like really, really nasty stuff, bro. If you get it on your skin, it like freezes you. You're like, ooh. Crazy. I don't know what is up with that stuff, but it is super toxic.
Well, again, like I said, I didn't say drink it. Burn it in the motor.
Yeah, don't put it anywhere near your face.
They started off trying to build that stupid Duramax and
Tillotson.
or
it was
Tillotson,
Tillotson.
Tillotson, and the flywheel wouldn't work, so they had to go to a daggone Predator.
Well, Tillotson is not built by Predator, I promise.
But they bought that Stage 2 kit or whatever with that new flywheel and all. They're like, oh, we're going to put it on this Tillotson. It don't work.
Well,
Won't
they
you
were
make sure you got the parts for what you need? Go power junk.
they were given that kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had to grind the cam to keep
I can't
knocking.
I can't say what I know about all that, but okay.
It just tripped me out. They put that cam and all in there, and then they had to grind the cam and all for the crank to clear and the daggum rod to clear.
Now, we'll never learn by not messing something up. Some of us are better at others.
Hey Ben,
If I would show you guys some pictures of some of the cranks they put in them single cylinders, they're not straight across. They come out, they come up, over, back down, and go over to clear the connecting rod in some of them K series Kohlers because of the stroke of the motor.
Well, I've got some camshafts and some of my stuff that I've had the clearance, and there's probably not 3 thousandths of metal left on one side of the main part of the camshaft from having the clearances that far. And that's a bomb. I mean, that's a bomb. It's gonna break. But
Well, the normal Kohler K series engines have a pin through style camshaft in them. There's a pin that goes through the center of them. You can't run any on the big stroke motors they're building, the 50 cubic inch ones. There's pins that go in from each side and are held in because the crank is off, or the camshaft has that offset in them. The pin won't go straight through. You know.
How you doing, Ben? Good to see you.
It's just like my motor. I had to have the pistons relieved to clear the valves because of the lift of the cam.
Dadgum.
And the timing I'm running.
Mm-hmm.
I got some pistons that I built. I had sent off to have that black coating put on them.
Mm-hmm.
Does that stuff work as good as everybody says it does?
You're damn right it does.
How much it costs to have parts coated in that?
It's costing me about $110 to have them 2 pistons coated.
Because a buddy of mine used to send his main and rod bearings and stuff off and have them coated with that.
I don't know that I would do main and rod bearings, but I know it works good on the pistons.
I was gonna have my pistons stopped with ceramic. I don't have enough clearance.
I like putting that coating on them. That's a wear indicator to me.
Yeah.
When that piston starts getting some slop in the hole, it'll start taking that coating off the skirt of the piston.
Well, if my plans go like I'm hoping they do, I'll show you guys some slop and some pistons that I'm running right now. That the engine I'm running right now should have been bored and sleeved last season.
Well, that Oppie that I turned 12,000 RPM and blew up, I only had one compression ring, and that was the only ring on it. And that motor was so loose. But it being that loose was the only reason it held together as long as it did.
Well, I put new rings in it last year before season started, and I barely had to touch the ends of the rings to get the clearance.
Dang.
So so it is free flowing. That's probably why I got so much blow by.
Like a buddy of mine who used to run circle track. He says, "You want to build a circle track motor loose?" I said, "What do you mean loose?" He says, "You build that sucker that it sounds like that when you spin that motor over it, the pistons are swapping cylinders." I'm like, "Dude, what?"
Yeah.
He said, "The looser that motor is," he said, "the better it'll do for circle track."
The faster it'll run.
And I was like, "Gee," because I watched them build a couple of them 350s for them circle track cars. And they'd gap the rings and all that, and put the cylinders and when they'd hone them cylinders for the pistons, they'd just about take it to the limit to where you have to bore the block and put bigger pistons in for any other kind of racing.
When I started running sprint cars, I qualified for the national and blowed the motor up on the victory lap on the last qualifying race. And the only thing we had around us was a V6. We pulled that V6 down, put one compression ring on it, and we honed the cylinders to where the pistons would more or less just flop around in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
And I finished second in that nationals event with that motor. But at the end of that night, that motor was done. It was done. It had so much blow by. We pulled the PCV valves out and stuck fuel line down in them and run them up to a jug. Run them up to a jug that was hanging on one of the bars, and run another hose out of that jug and drill and tap a hole in the top of the oil filler cap and put a barb fitting on it and hook the hose back in there so the oil would circulate through that jug back into the motor.
Good Lord.
And I run 80 laps turning that motor, 10 grand.
Mm.
And
Hey,
you come out of turn and I could tear them up down the straightaway. They were beating me in the turns.
Yeah. But my buddy that I was talking about had his main and rod bearings coated in that black stuff. He run them little Mustang cars with a 4-cylinder circle track racing.
Oh.
And they turn them motors 10, 12 grand, whatever. Idling,
Yeah.
it sounded like a V8, but when you stepped on the throttle,
sound like a hive of pissed off bumblebees.
it sounded like the god awfulest daggum hornet's nest that's been sprayed with crack. Them suckers were going crazy. Those 4-cylinder motors, the way they build them, has a distinct sound.
I know.
When they turn, I'm sitting there like, good. You better have earplugs in if you get up close to it, because when they rev it up when you close, it will hurt your ears.
Sound like I heard a pissed off bumblebee.
But man, him and two of his friends went to a track that's supposed to have the whole group of them there to race. Well, they were the only ones that showed up. There was 3 of them. He said, and then that one of the guys, their car, they got it out, did a couple hot passes and all, just warming the cars up, popped something in the rear end. So they pulled it off track, just had the 2 of them. Well, there wasn't enough of them there to race, so they just decided that for one of the heat races and all, put them 2 guys in at the back of the pack and just, give the bigger car something to work around just to make it a little interesting. After that heat race, every one of the guys with the built 350s was going to the officials saying, "Hey, man, don't put them 2 cars on the track with us no more. He said, we can't keep up with them. Them 4-cylinder cars were walking the dog on them. They'd pretty much, all they'd do is back out of it and back out the daggone throttle and hit it again, wide open all the way around that track, nonstop.
I had a buddy of mine that he was running super mini late model, and he ran a Volkswagen Beetle, and smoked them every week.
But he said that the V8s were having to back out of it to go around the corners. He said all they do is burp the throttle and keep the foot to the floor, wide open around the track, and was lapping them. The V8s couldn't keep up with them because they didn't have to back out for the corners.
When I was running sprint cars, we never lifted.
Just slide it sideways and go.
Well, you were sideways all the way around the track.
Yeah. Well, about like the ones that run them super late models.
Yeah. Did some of that shit too.
You guys talking about oil and stuff. I just remembered I got my case of oil earlier this week for my tractor.
Hey! I don't need no oil change.
Yeah, this is good oil. This is $65 a case.
Good Lord.
I don't buy my oil.
The oil I put in my truck is like right at $11 a quart.
So I guess it's time to check the oil.
What are you running, Ed?
I just bought a case of the Schaefer's V-twin racing oil.
Okay.
Full synthetic, 40 weight.
I got a sponsor that sponsors all my oil and stuff.
Well, I'm trying to get them to sponsor me.
Contact Royal Purple. That's who's sponsoring my stuff.
My F-150 is about $40 for oil.
Yeah, but I'll only get about two pulls out of it, an oil change.
Good Lord.
I change my oil between every heat race and every feature race.
I would change mine after every pull, but $65 a case. I can't afford that.
Yeah, about 20 laps is all my oil gets put on it. But I'm not buying it. So
Right. Well, and mine will just be 4 times down the track and whatever I run in the pits and stuff.
The guys at the track, they're just this little girl. I say she's a little girl. She's probably 20 years old now. And there's this other young man. He's probably 20, 25 years old. Ain't got a pot to piss in or one to throw it out of. But they got 2 pretty fast little GP class mowers, governed mowers.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I go to the track, they bring a couple gallon jugs with them.
Get your used oil.
They know I'm going to change the oil at the track, and if I don't blow a motor up, there ain't nothing wrong with the oil.
All right.
So I'll drain the case and get them the oil out of it, and shit, they'll run that shit half a season,
Yeah.
That's kind of the way it was last year. Whenever I was pulling there, we had a kid that was running with us. He was 14, and we'd actually haul his tractor and stuff to the poles and all that kind of shit. And when he started out in the beginning of the year, he was just running regular cheap pump gas. And one day he came and his little 2-gallon jug he brought with him had probably just barely enough to get through the poles. And I looked at him. I said, Ethan, I said, did you not have fuel? Well, I should have enough. I'm like, dude, drain your fuel system. Go over to my truck, grab that 2.5-gallon can, fill your carburetor or fill your fuel tank all the way up, everything. I said, and run that this time. And he did it, and oh man, that was some good stuff. I'm like, yeah. I said, that's That's at shit. VP C 14 or 16. I can't remember what I ran last year. I said it'll
16
you're
is
not he was
110, right?
what's that?
14 is 105 and 16 is 110, right?
Yes, something like that. But there's other additives in it.
Yeah, they have a 12, a 14, and a 16.
Mm-hmm.
I run the 16 in my stuff.
Right. Yeah, the 16 is what I was running last year.
Yeah,
Now he wasn't getting the full potential of it because he wasn't as high a compression and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I knew I wasn't gonna.
He probably needed to run something through it to clean that sun gun out.
Yeah, after a few pulls, it did start smoking just a little bit. But I knew I wasn't going to burn 5 gallon in a year. And usually at the end of the season, after I'm done, pulls are over, I'll dump it in one of my trucks or whatever and just burn the rest of it up. And I'm like, I might as well just let you burn it up for me.
I got 10 gallons sitting at the race shop right now. I got to go pick up when I get home.
That's one thing I'm amazed about switching over to the M5. That's about half the price of that C16.
I don't pay for it. So.
Yeah. I gave my buddy $40 because he was heading to the place where we buy it at. I said, just pick up 5 gallon. We'll split it until we run out, and then we'll buy another, 5 gallon. I handed him $40. He's like, that's 5 gallon right there. I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah, it's like $32, $30, something like that for a 5 gallon can. Because I'd never priced it before. Yeah. I said, well, I was expecting it to be at least $40, $45,
It's cheaper.
Like, nope.
It's cheaper to buy it in the VP can than it is to buy it out of the barrel.
Yeah. Yeah, we bought the he had been running the M5 last year and a year before.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
And a lot of the guys around here run the Cam 3 because there's a gas station local here that carries it at the pump, 103 or 105, something like that octane. And 2 years ago, I wasn't able to get to the place where I was buying VP, so I went and got that stuff. I threw 5 gallon. Well, I put 5 gallon of it in a pickup truck. I ran it one pull, and I'm like, I'll never run this crap again.
Wish we had somewhere around here sold at the gas pumps. I'd go buy some, put in my truck to clean the injectors with.
Cam 3, I mean, in my opinion, Cam 3's junk.
For a street vehicle, it ain't bad.
There's guys that swear by the Cam 3 and the Sunoco, and I won't run either one of them. I never had good luck with either one. If it doesn't say VP on the can, I'm not putting it in my stuff.
The people around here just use the seafoam treatment, Jay. It seems to work pretty well.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do that here lately, but I hadn't got around to starting to get some.
If you don't mind a little bit of smoke, pour you a quart of transmission fluid, automatic transmission fluid in it. That'll help it too.
Yeah, transmission fluid's an excellent solvent.
Which I ain't run no treatment through mine, and I ain't gonna lie, it's been over a year.
Next time you go down to Taters, when you fill up, you go down there, dump you a quart of automatic transmission fluid in it. By the time you get to Taters, it'll be gone.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what flavor of transmission fluid either.
I just like thinking about back about my first seafoam treatment in through the vacuum system. Don't do it inside.
Yeah, you probably smog yourself to death. Good, right.
When
I
you're
like watching those guys that do that to vehicles that people say won't run right.
Yeah.
Put the seafoam in the oil, run it for about 30 minutes, get that oil good and hot, and then they take the aerosol seafoam and they'll fog the intake with it. So it floods out and let it sit for 30 minutes and then fire it back up. You'd be amazed at what it'll clean out and what rattles it'll fix.
So when you're soldering, make sure that you use a fume hood or an extractor because this thing creates a lot of fumes. A lot of fumes.
I'm kind of worried about that proctologist look you got going on over there, Captain.
Yeah, he's got me worried.
I had a lot of people worried when I was wearing a white glove one day. People were starting to freak out. They're like, "Oh my god, why you got that white glove on? What's going on, buddy?" I'm like, "What? What's wrong? It's just a protective glove."
You secretly reading
You start doing this shit right here, and I don't know you. All right.
What's the matter? What does my gloved hand going underneath my desk bother you?
Hey, dude, you put the black gloves on and the horse head. I am out. I'm done. I'm gone.
I did that
See ya.
I did that the other day on somebody else's stream.
Captain, you are not right.
Hold on.
I do not want to see what's going on in that
Okay.
in that video.
Well, not the horse head, but the hoser hat.
Hoser.
Come on, man.
Hanging out with Doug and Bob McKenzie.
Get a little hoserlicious here. You know, you take the gloves off and I'll just wear the hat.
What was the ones that they did on us? It was on the old Saturday Night Live. Them two wore them hats.
McKenzie brothers.
Yes, that shit was hilarious.
Jay, you ever seen Moose Knuckle? Is Moose Knuckle outdoors, right?
Yeah.
Justin? Jay, have you ever seen Moose Knuckle? His YouTube channel?
Don't know if I have or not.
MD Outdoors does a character called Moose Knuckle.
That is the funniest shit you ever saw in your life, man.
He's the one that came up with Secret Wrestling Camp. Anyway.
Lord have mercy.
It's too hot.
That
AC's blasted and it's still too hot for that thing.
Oh,
Moose Knuckle is some funny shit.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's okay.
I was just going to say, how long we been at this? Cause
almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours. All right. Well, we'll go a few more minutes and then I'm going to have to call it because my stomach's grumbling worse and worse. It's been a long time since, let's see, I left here at 6 a.m. this morning, hit Hardee's, got me and Mom some breakfast and come back and watched a couple more shows on Netflix and then I went to bed. So, yeah, it's been a while since breakfast this morning. David Johnson.
How you doing, David?
Where the heck have you been?
Busy, I'm sure.
Yeah, working his butt off.
I ain't been to Tijuana, I can say that much.
Oh, he's not in Tijuana right now, senor.
I can't see chat, but hi, Dave.
Uh-oh. What you working on, Stacy?
Oh, I'm fixing this damn. Ow! Shit.
He's fixing the curse.
You bashed your knee on something?
Yeah, I hit the damn dash on my knee. I've got a power inverter that's on a mount up here on my dash.
Uh-huh.
And it keeps moving around, and I found 2 old zip ties in the door over here, and they're too damn big to do what I wanted to do. So, never mind.
What are you gonna do? Strap it to the CB mount on your dash?
I'm gonna strap it to this mount that it's on to keep it from wiggling around. And my zip ties are too wide. Need to get some skinnier zip ties.
What
These
kind
are
of?
my zip. These are my zip ties I use to do the twisted 100 with. But I got some skinnier zip ties in the side box. I'm just too damn sore to get my lazy ass out and get them.
I hear you.
I'm gonna go in and take me a shower here after I wake up, and I'll grab some out of the box then.
Well, we fixing to call this here in just a minute. Because I got to figure out if I'm going to get something to eat here or if I'm going to have to go to town and get something. I don't even know if I got anything laid out that's thawed out to cook.
Don't you bring up no venison, no.
That's not stuff out in a pot on the stove.
I got 3 packs of it laying. I took out this morning, but it's going to take a while for that stuff to thaw out.
I parboil everything.
Oh, I gotta look to see if I'm gonna be close to Danville. When I go through there.
Well, just about everything. I thaw it out in a pan on the stove, and sometimes it gets a little boiled in the process. But that don't matter. But I do not own a microwave.
You don't have space for a microwave, do you?
I have plenty of space for a microwave. I just don't have one. The last one we had, it just stopped working one day. Crystal was thawing some chicken. She puts it in. Deep, deep, deep. And then a couple minutes later, it just stops. We were like, son of a bitch. And we're poking at it and, unplugging it, plugging it back in, trying to freaking get it to start again, and will not. And I'm like, you know what? I've had it with this stupid piece of crap. And I unplugged it and I just destroyed it. I just absolutely destroyed the microwave. I salvaged what I could, and I threw the rest in the dumpster. Goodbye. And we haven't had one since. Done. I'm done with
Hey, Dave.
microwaves. Forget it.
David, I'm gonna be coming through Greensboro either Sunday or Monday.
So,
All right, guys, I'm gonna call it. You all have a good evening.
Have a good one, Puller. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
We'll see
fixing
you
to shut
tomorrow.
this down.
We'll see you all tomorrow night.
good night.
Sound like a plan.
Yep.
Yeah. Tomorrow night's David's night, so
Yep.
be on his channel.
All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with us. And we'll catch y'all tomorrow night on David Johnson's channel. And y'all have a good one.
Thanks for having me.
Later, y'all.